Once upon a time, there was an emperor who loved clothes more than anything else in the world. He spent all his money on fancy outfits and new styles. Every day, he tried on a different outfit and showed it off to everyone in his kingdom. One day, two tricksters came to town. They pretended to be amazing tailors and said they could make the most beautiful clothes ever. These clothes, they claimed, were magical. They said the clothes would be invisible to anyone who was foolish or not good at their job. The emperor thought this sounded fantastic and decided he had to have these magical clothes. The emperor gave the tricksters a lot of gold and fine silk to make the clothes. The tricksters set up looms and pretended to weave, but they didn't really make anything at all. They just hid the gold and silk and kept pretending to work. The emperor wanted to see how the new clothes were coming along, but he was a little nervous. He sent his oldest and wisest minister to check on the tricksters. When the minister arrived, he couldn't see anything on the looms, but he didn't want to admit it because he didn't want anyone to think he was foolish or bad at his job. So he went back to the emperor and said, "The clothes are coming along beautifully." The tricksters asked for more gold and silk, and the emperor gave it to them. They kept pretending to work on the magical clothes. After a while, the emperor sent another official to see the progress. This official couldn't see anything either, but he didn't want to admit it. So he also told the emperor that the clothes looked wonderful. Finally, the emperor decided to see the clothes for himself. When he went to the trickster's workshop, he couldn't see anything on the looms, but he didn't want to seem foolish or unfit to be emperor, so he pretended to see the clothes too. "They are beautiful," he said. The trickster said, "Your new clothes are ready, Your Majesty. They are as light as a spider's web, so it will feel like you are wearing nothing at all." They pretended to help the emperor put on the new clothes, and he stood in front of a mirror, pretending to admire his reflection. The emperor wanted to show off his new clothes, so he decided to have a grand parade through the city. Everyone in the kingdom had heard about the magical clothes and didn't want to seem foolish. So when the emperor paraded down the street, they all said, "Oh, how beautiful! What lovely clothes!" But then a little child pointed at the emperor and said, "But he isn't wearing any clothes." The child's words spread quickly through the crowd, and soon everyone was whispering and then shouting, "The emperor has no clothes on." The emperor realized the child was right. He was very embarrassed, but decided to finish the parade anyway, holding his head high. Deep down, he knew that everyone now saw the truth, and so the emperor learned a very important lesson. It is always better to be honest and admit what you see, even if it means you might look foolish. Being true to yourself and speaking the truth is more valuable than trying to impress others with false pretenses.